Yo, what's happening? This is Apex, and you're now tuned into the Apex 3900 program, and I'm your host, Apex. And today I'm starting a series called Tap In, and it is an honor and a pleasure for me to present the first installment of this brand new series. The piece that I will be using is from none other than Red Supreme TV. I believe it's two. Hold on, real quick. Let me get this right because he got a couple of channels. Yeah, Red Supreme TV 2. And I'm mainly doing the Tap In series because if it's a particular panel that I myself hopped on and spoke with the particular host of said program, then if there's anything that I missed in that program or in that particular dialogue that I had with the host or with any talking heads that might have been on a panel or whatever, this is my opportunity to come back, review the conversation, and add additional talking points to what was said, and or retract or tweak certain talking points that was said during the live action because I know a lot of you talking heads, you commenters, you chat box niggas and motherfuckers in the clouds. Y'all don't know how this shit is live in action. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to hit a heavy bag. You can hit a heavy bag all day. It's completely different when you have another human being in front of you throwing punches back. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So I know a lot of you brothers may have a lot of brilliant ideas in your head, but you just can't get over that hurdle to get on these panels or make your own panel of your own and disseminate it. Now I need you brothers to work on that. You know what I'm saying? If you can, if you at home by yourself, I know this might sound crazy, but talk to yourself. Speak these ideas out loud. It doesn't have to be in front of people, but if you're in the house, cleaning your room, cleaning up the house or whatever, just have a conversation with yourself and just get these talking, disseminate these talking points into the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? So you can sharpen your skills so that you will build the confidence to eventually come on these panels and, share your wisdom. Or, if you're a dullard, the lack thereof. Now, the particular live stream that Red Supreme did that I hopped on is, and I quote, Dusty at Cynthia G defends a 304 plus lies on at Tommy Sotomayor and says he attacks Shay Means, the Thizot, the gap mouth Thizot. And I hopped on this panel and gave my 2 cents. Now, where I'm starting the tape at, it was the caller before me. I believe this gentleman's name is O. And he said a few things that kind of stuck out to me, so I want to speak on that. He particularly spoke about the scriptures, and if you know me, that's a very how you say that's gonna get my attention, to say the least. You know, very some things get my attention, some things I let it go. But if you talk about scriptures, whether it's in a good or a bad way, if you mean well, if you mean to speak about the scriptures in a good way, but you're not representing them right, that's gonna get my attention. If you're speaking ill of the scriptures, that's gonna get my attention. You know what I'm saying? If you're speaking well in of the scriptures and the context in which you're using said scriptures is correct, that's gonna get my attention. So I want to start it here. You know, enough of me blathering. Shout out to Platinum Elite. And oh yeah, it's Saturday. I'm off. I ain't got shit to do today. It's currently 11:45 a.m. I got time today, fellas. I got time. But yeah, man, let's get into this clip.
her little nasty little wallet and everything for the cameras to see, trying to get up in this man's face. Now look, you know what? This is what that's why I said I declare war because black man, are you not tired of being the so-called dog on the show for these people?
Man, I'm saying, tell them, oh,
Now, let me stop it right there. The brother said something very prescient, and I believe a lot more brothers out here need to adopt this mindset. He said, and I quote, "I declare war," and I said it. I said it before, and I'll say it again. There are certain demographics in this country and across the planet who have declared war on you, black men, so-called black men. Yes, indeed. Most notably, the B Dub. Oh yes, oh yes. I know this may come as a shock. You know, this may hurt. This may anger certain people, certain brothers. Certain brothers. When I say that, certain brothers' feelings may get hurt. And when I say that, certain brothers may become angry. Not angry at the fact that B Dubs have declared war on them, no, but they'll get angry at with me. I get it. I understand. I understand all of these emotions that you brothers may be feeling when you hear that particular statement and you internalize it and meditate on it. Because when you go through the recesses of your mind and you replay from kindergarten all the way until now, and you replay the interactions between yourself and B Dubs, or in the case of elementary, it will be BFs because they're females, not necessarily, you know, you will come to the conclusion, even if you don't like the conclusion, you will have to come to the conclusion that yes, these B Dubs have declared war on us. They are our I'm not gonna say biggest competitors. I'm not gonna say they're not necessarily biggest competitor, but they're our most fervent competitor. They compete with us harder than any other demographic on the planet. I mean, second place is the WM, of course. He's in second, but by far the most fervent competitor to the black man is that BW. Like it or not, brothers need to understand that. But let's continue.
it's crazy, man.
Man, look, I just heard this woman basically bastardize the holy text that I was raised upon, that kept me out of jail, that kept me from doing anything harm to anybody. Because guess what? If I
Now I have to stop the brother right there because that is one of a few comments that he made that kind of caught my ear, and I'm taking time right now to elaborate on the particular female in question. I believe it was Shay Means, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Shay Means or Cynthia G. I had to go back and listen to the entirety of the video, but um, one of them had misused the scripture. They took a scripture, twisted it to fit their particular ideal. Excuse me, right? And we find that a lot, right? With B Dubs, they love to do that. That's the only reason that B Dubs read the Bible is to gain scriptures from them that they can twist and weaponize to promote their particular ideology. You know what I'm saying? For instance, the scripture, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing," right? B Dubs use that shit all the time. That they'll sit up here and say, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing, so that's why you need to go ahead and put a ring on it." Yeah, you see, you're using that out of context, sis, because if I put a ring on your finger, I know you're gonna be an insufferable bitch because you feel like you got me over the barrel now that you got paperwork on me. And see, what they fail to realize is it also says in the scriptures that it's better to sleep on the corner of the roof of your house than to share a house with a quarrelsome wife. See, you never hear a B-Dub quote that scripture. But when they want you to go ahead and take their tired ass off the market, they love to throw that scripture out there. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. But are you really a good thing, bitch? Are you even really wife material? Because you have to be a good thing, to be wife material, you have to be good. You would have to be a good thing to be wife material. You know what I'm saying? You can't just get the title of wife and then call that a good fucking thing. That's like you slapping a goddamn shit sandwich on my plate and saying bon appetit, motherfucker. Hell to the nizzle. Hell to the nizzle. You can get some bizzles and your jizzles. You know what I'm talking about? Get the fuck on from around me. But yeah, these females love to bastardize the scriptures. So this brother is completely correct. But we're gonna continue. Oop.
If I go my life, I would have been way worse than terror. I would be that nigga from Chicago instead of being a nigga of Chicago.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. And then know what's important too? I tell a lot of brothers that don't like Tommy. I said, brothers, this is bigger than Tommy. Take Tommy out of it. I know he's involved, but take Tommy out of it.
Now, what this brother is saying, I spoke to it earlier when I hopped on, and I'll give a little precursor to that. He's absolutely correct when he says this is bigger than Tommy, because Tommy's just a figurehead, right? He's just an avatar or a figurehead. That particular dust up, if left unchecked, it could set a precedent, because what you see here on social media, you know, and other social media outlets, kind of like what's the name, Love and Hip Hop and shit. These people on Love and Hip Hop, these females, these creatures on Love and Hip Hop, get on these shows and conduct themselves and can, you know, all manner of fuckery. And what we have today is that shit has trickled down into the real life, where you have regular schmegler ass bitches, for lack of a better term, trying to conduct themselves like a reality television star. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part about it is that, and this is true shit, in order for a brother to be in a relationship, a serious relationship with your average B-Dub, he's initially signing up to be in a reality television program without the fame, minus the money from said reality television show, minus the star power, minus the proximity to other stars, because he's dating a female who's a fucking superstar in her own head, and she's just adding you to the script. She just cast you to be the boyfriend this season in Love and Hip Hop Keisha. Love, you know what I'm saying? Love and Hip Hop Kansas City, you know, starring Keisha. You know what I mean? Like I said it once, I said it before, and I'll say it again. These females, and shout out to Jason Black, because he really, and I'm gonna do a tap in with him because he just had a program last night that I gotta tap in on that one. But yeah, he been saying, I think he's been listening to me. I think the brother's been listening to me. Shout out to that brother. But I said it first. Let's just preface that, and then he picked up on it later. that these females are playing make believe, man. They're playing make believe. They're having a magical, imaginary tea party, and they want you to play along. And they will coin you a good man if you play along. Now they'll say you ain't shit ass nigga if you don't play along. You're everything but a child of God if you don't play along. But but you's a king if you play along with them. So that's what we have here. Don't be a Stevie J, my brothers. Don't let a bitch cast you in her own little reality television show that she got going on in her head. But continuing.
They can get away with this. Come on, my nigga. You got to stand for something. She would have did that to any man. You think she just singled Tommy out? If she would have got into it with any man, this is a ghetto bitch. Hey, bro, you seen, like, when you look at the thumbnail, she was going to bust Tommy upside the head with that microphone if the security didn't grab her.
Yeah, and that's why I declare war on the community. Look, you niggas of 6 generations of bad behavior, letting shit slide because this is our culture. This is what we want to do. I know what.
Wow. That shit right there that he just said, how we just allow bad behavior to persist within our community and we just blow it off like, well, that's just our culture. That's just, that's just who we is. No, fuck that shit. That's just people trying to normalize dysfunction. And I will never cape for dysfunction. That's the main reason why brothers had a big problem with Taz when he first came onto the space, because he was giving cover fire for dysfunctional behavior. And he was just saying, and he was just basically saying it's because we's black, you see. We's niggas, you see. So we shouldn't criticize our fellow black person because it's just our culture. That's just who we are. And obviously he was met with immense opposition to that particular school of thought. And to other brothers and sisters who share that sentiment, let me let you know this. I'm in full support of the brother Dennis Sperling when he said what he said. If you have that particular mindset, indeed that needs to happen to you. That there. You may not, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And I think I need to go back and do a review on that video. But yeah, because it says in the scriptures, you must purge the evil among you. Now, different translations may come out different. I forget which particular scripture they said that. It might have been in Leviticus or Deuteronomy or whatnot. But it said, you must purge the evil among you. You can just Google Bible verse, yada, 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 and it'll come up. Trust me when I tell you this. It talks about people who conduct themselves in a wicked manner within Israel. And their reward was the sword, for lack of a better term. Their reward was death. There are actions that you take as a person that you deserve to get put to death for. That's a fact. That's a reality. That is a reality. You can look at the United States judicial system. I always struggle with that word. Judicial. It's like that Martin episode. Not when Mad Dog got out. He was like, not the judicial system. But yeah, you can look at the judicial system and see they have the death penalty. So yeah, there are offenses that you can commit against a particular community, in this case, the United States government, that they reserve the right to put your ass to sleep, to send you to the upper room when Jesus comes. Shout out to Mahalia Jackson, man. I just bought this past week I just bought one of her albums, Mahalia Jackson, The Essentials. Yeah, man, jamming. Go cop that shit, man. Go cop it. It's 32 songs of pure slaps. You hear me? Oh yeah, I fucks with the gospel. But yeah, yeah. There are certain offenses that black men and women have committed within this community that they deserve a harsh punishment. But let's continue.
Your culture, black people, is going to have you in a fucking dark ages in a couple of decades. And please do not come looking for the thinking black men or women that have decided to leave y'all for y'all devices. Because, you know what? I even had to really say this to.
Excellent point. Excellent point. I made a video years back when Taz first came on the scene, and I believe I titled it Knuckle Draggers. And in the thumbnail, I used the Catcher Freeman character off of the Boondocks, not the granddad version of Catcher Freeman, but the Uncle Ruckus version of Catcher Freeman. You'll see it if you go through my catalog. You'll see it, and that's essentially what Taz was. That was my first impression of him. Oh, he's one of these knuckle dragging dumbass niggas that's dispatched to round up and gaffle niggas and bring them back to the plantation. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? And what this brother O just said is very apropos, because if we do continue, if we do persist in this arcane manner in which we are conducting ourselves currently within the United States, we will literally bomb ourselves back into the dark ages. We'll be a bunch of dumbass knuckle dragging niggas with smartphones with a dark age fucking mindset walking around with bonnets and flip flops and sandling it up and tall tees and shit. You know, let me not talk bad about the tall tee, because I like tall. We need to bring back the tall tees. The tall white tees is my shit. But you get what I'm saying, like the skinny jeans. Okay, yeah. We'll be a bunch of bonnet wearing, flip flop and sandling wearing ass, skinny jeans wearing ass with the goddamn holes in the knees and shit, with all the funny belt buckles and shit. Niggas with blonde mohawks and shit. You know what I'm saying? Back in the dark ages. Bunch of dumbass niggas with smartphones, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put some straightening into this shit, man. Because people judge me on the account of you dumbass niggas actions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the thinking black man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the winners. I'm talking about the losers. The Pookies. Remember what I said? Pookies are losers. Pookies are losers. If you identify yourself as a Pookie, you are a loser. But Pookie and aka loser culture permeates and dominates the culture. So I'm getting judged as a Pookie or a loser on account of you motherfuckers promoting that this is how black men conduct themselves. And you niggas need to be dealt with in a harsh way. Continuing.
Friends, they be like, yo, why you don't want to participate hang out with us? I say, because I ain't black. They like, what? And I say, man, what's being black? They be like, well, we're supposed to stick together to what? Party? Get happy, drunk, and try fuck everybody in sight. What about building? What about actually teaching ourselves about morals and values and trying to stick together as a community?
Oh, and I think I'm going to do this next. I think I'm going to do another installment of the Tap In series. And this is going to be a long series. Like these installments are going to be long form based. So I'm just letting you know, be prepared for an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hour video or 2 hour tape, depending on how I'm moved by the tape that I'm reviewing. David Johnson had a tremendous, and go sub to that brother's channel. Shalom to the brother. But he had a tremendous live stream, I want to say a few days ago, that I was a part of. And none other than everybody's favorite drunk uncle from Memphis, Platinum Elite, was on the panel, kicking his shit, talking about fucking on bitches, and this, that, and the third, and carrying on. And I got into my Benjamin D'Souza mode. You know Benjamin comes in threes, you feel me? And I got to questioning this man and his motives behind where his, where his vision for life went. And I asked him, are you concerned with just fucking bitches? Or are you concerned with legacy? You see, because a lot of these quote-unquote pookies out here, they're arguing from such a low-level base standpoint, and we're arguing with them, but we're neglecting the fact that, oh, these niggas, they're not interested in legacy. They're not focused on higher-minded things. So when we lower ourselves to their level and we argue with them on a lower level, when they say, oh, nigga, you just mad because you ain't fucked the bitches. You just complaining about the bitches that you ain't fucked. Woo, that's a low-level pookie ass. That's like, what's that nigga name? Mac City. Well, I one of them niggas, the $75 nigga. I had to get on his bumper a couple times on live streams. I need to dig that shit up from years back. And he was on some shit. Well, why don't you niggas move to Montana? And you, nigga, what the fuck is the GDP of Montana? And I asked this nigga, this an additional digression. I asked this nigga from Mac City, whatever, Mr. $75. He gonna suggest to me, why don't you move to Montana? Nigga, what's the GDP in Montana? I don't know. So you just throwing out bullshit. You just throwing out a motherfucking some bullshit for me to go ahead and move up there so I stop talking. No, nigga, I tell you what, I'm gonna move in your hood on your block. I'm gonna get my chops. I'm gonna lace my boots up, nigga, and I'm gonna make you move or I'm gonna put you in the fucking dirt. How about that? You gonna conform to what the fuck I say do. I'm setting the narrative on how behaviors and norms and cultural norms go around this piece. That's how that's gonna go, Mr. 75, punk ass nigga. Nigga sound like he 300 pounds, fat ass, mouth breathing ass nigga. Yeah, that shit kind of upset me just thinking about that. But yeah, working my way back. The brother, Platinum Elite, on David Johnson's panel, clearly, if you know his MO, he is not legacy focused at all. I called it out. And when I got to pressing this nigga, he started, being disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Taking little jabs and being disrespectful. And Platt, my nigga, my folks stay down there, man. And I told that nigga in that motherfucking shit. And I hollered at him last year when I was going down yonder around the 4th. I'm like, hey, nigga, I'm coming to your part of the town, nigga. Tap in with me. Let's go get some barbecue or something, nigga. He ain't holler back at me. I'm like, nigga, don't be talking wet like that on these live streams, nigga. And I'm from down there. I'm from the Memphis area, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama is from there, nigga. You know what I'm saying? My mama from the same city where Sonny Liston is from. She from the same city where motherfucking Al Green is from. You know what I'm saying? I'm right across the bridge, nigga. It ain't nothing. And if I'm down there on Bill Street and I hear some platinum sounding ass nigga talking, and I turn around and I put eyeballs on you and I hear you talking, you sound like Platinum Elite, nigga, I'm gonna approach you and say, nigga, is you Platinum Elite? Now, depending how I feel, you know, shit could go, it can go where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So, Plat, be respectful next time, G. If you listening, just be respectful, my nigga. Just be respectful. You feel me? We know you ain't shit. We know you ain't focused on legacy. We know you one of them boosie ass, baby boomer ass niggas that just literally fucked off your goddamn fortune in more ways than one. But yeah, what this brother said in this particular tape is correct. What are we fighting for? Are we fighting for the right to be degenerates? Or are we fighting for the right to be upstanding, productive, respectable people? Something to think about. Continuing. Oh, fair use, by the way. Even though I don't think my brother Supreme would trip too hard on it, fair use, by the way.
You know who doing that? Caucasians.
Oh man, you know, we just you know, they say, hey, there's nobody waiting on you guys with welcoming arms. So you're welcome to go wherever you want to go. But
Yeah, they say that shit, but the passport bros have definitively put that particular how you say trope to rest, because we know that's some bullshit. These bitches lose they fucking shit. Matter of fact, they follow us down. They follow us down yonder. You know what I'm saying? Niggas start going into the DR. These bitches, all of a sudden, these bitches taking girls trips to the DR. We go down into Brazil and whatnot. All of a sudden, you see these bitches down in Brazil. And I believe Obsidian made a stream. I think it was a passport stream with Pablo Frescobar. Shout out to the big bro Pablo, where he's seen in a particular documentary where females would go down to Brazil and they were arguing with brothers on the beach in Brazil about them coming down to Brazil. So we know that's a crock of shit.
what? The door will not be open for you to come back once you get smutted out.
Yep. And no. See, this is the problem. But your mama had a pass. I mean, this is how we. I got to tell people like, look, I don't have that same affinity for my mother like y'all do. I don't put her on a pedestal. I put my father on a pedestal, and I barely put him on it because I heard the shit what he did. You know what I'm saying? But I still honor my mother and father because that's in the Bible, and your days will be longer.
Correct. That is, and the brother COJ 144 or Chronicles of Judah 144 explains this perfectly, and this kind of ties into the strife between the younger folks and the elders. The elders are kind of a slight microcosm of your parents, whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or not. Because if you don't honor your mother and your father, you're not going to honor the elders. Let's say if you don't honor your mother, right? Then you're not going to honor an elderly woman who may be getting assaulted in the middle of the street by some miscreant. You know what I'm saying? You'll just walk past her without saying anything or without doing anything because you don't even honor your mother. So this elder female who gave birth to you, of course you ain't gonna do shit for her. Hell, you wouldn't even piss on your mother if she was on fire. Do you see the correlation? And likewise, if you don't honor your father, you're not going to have respect and deference for an elder black man. whom you come across. You're going to show him the same disrespect that you would your father. That's why I kind of cringe sometimes when I hear Jason Black talking about these old niggas. I kind of cringe. Now, let me preface that by saying, yes, some of the allegations that he puts forth about the older generation, most notably the civil rights generation, although I have seen Gen Xers, older Gen Xers, conduct themselves in this same manner as well. Some of them can be some cutthroat, conniving, short-stopping son of a bitches. I mean, some scumbags. With that said, there is a segment of them that do propel the younger brothers along. They do help the younger brothers. Because there's two sides to that coin. You know what I'm saying? There's the young brother saying, "Oh, these old niggas is hating on me. They won't help me out and won't do this for me. Woo woo woo." Then when you turn that coin over, the old guys is like, "Man, this young nigga ain't ready. Why would I sprinkle the game? Why would I sprinkle him with game? Why would I put the game in him? He ain't gonna, you know." His ears aren't open and his heart isn't open to what I have to say. He's, his heart is callous to the wisdom that I have for him. So why should I even bother? You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting older. I'm still in my 30s, but I see it. I'm getting into old nigga territory. And when I hear brothers like Jason Black say these old niggas, I'm like, nigga, you up there already. I'm getting up there. I'm finna be one of these old niggas here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of throwing salt on my name, truth be told. You feel me? Because I've been through basic, AIT, and going on my first year at my first duty station here in the Army. And I'm here to tell you, these young niggas need some straightening put to their ass because they are very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. I had to tell this gentleman not too long ago, a few months ago, a month or so ago, I had to tell him, he's what, like 18, 19 years old? I had to tell him, and I quote, I told him, I said, look, nigga, don't play with me like that. Because this is quote, I didn't come to the Army to play with you little punk ass kids. I will go to Leavenworth out this motherfucker. I'll go to Leavenworth in a box or to a box. And I'm standing on that shit. So don't fucking play with me. End quote. Now I understand this particular gentleman, he may have come up without a father and he sees me as the particular father that he never had. So he thinks, oh nigga, I'm gonna go ahead and take out all my ill feelings towards my father out on him. Oh, you think that shit's gonna work. Now see, your father might have mercy on you. Your father might not take you all the way to your maker for fucking with him. Your father might beat your ass, but he'll pull up, before doing that. Me, nigga, I'm not gonna show you no mercy. You's another rusty, crusty ass nigga with no relation to me. So I'm gonna go extremely hard. I'm going to put you down fast and hard with extreme prejudice. I'm going to lay down the hate on your mark ass. And I seen this shit in AIT. I had to literally put hands on this brother in AIT. This nigga was from Eastern Tennessee, dark-skinned nigga. It's always you African booty scratching ass niggas, man. I told you I was gonna bring that shit back, by the way. African booty scratchers. I'm probably gonna lose some subs behind that shit. Now this nigga is FBA, but he's still an African booty scratcher. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I literally had to put nigga my fucking index finger, my right index finger was kind of jammed and stiff for damn near 6 months after that fight. For me punching this nigga upside his goddamn head. And I got a fucking list of punk ass niggas that ran afoul with me in AIT. I mean, not AIT, but basic training. And them niggas better pray they don't cross paths with me. It's a small army. I'ma see them niggas again. I stay in long enough, I might see their ass again. They better pray they don't cross paths with me. Cause it's gonna be like that for them. You understand me? And these are young punks, young punk ass niggas with daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't respect your elders and you have daddy issues, you can't take it out on your father because that nigga done put space in between you and him. So you take it out on the next older gentleman who is a father figure. And I'm telling you, you fuck with me, I'm going to fuck you up, little nigga. I don't give a fuck about your daddy issues. Fuck your mama. Fuck your life. I'm gonna hurt you. So you sit up here, you listen to these motherfuckers like Jason Black talking about you gotta watch these old niggas. And you looking at me like I'm an old nigga. I promise you I'm gonna hurt you. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to lay down the hate. There's going to be an extreme energy force of extreme hate that's going to emanate from me. And I'm going to focus it on you. And you're not going to want to be on the receiving end of that. Trust me. But yeah, I think I've spoke on that particular part long enough. Let's go ahead and continue.
Don't be disrespectful to your, see, I'm not disrespectful to elders. I'm disrespectful to elders. That's different. Elders give wisdom of what was happened, has happened, and what possibly could happen for your benefit. That's an elder. They want to see you do right because they either they did right too and they won't give out the good information, or they fuck up and don't want you to go through that same road. What we have now is elders. Basically, they never grew up to be elders. They just grew older. You know what I'm
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, just because a motherfucker got gray hair and got wrinkles, you gotta look at the position in life they're in. And no, I'm not being judgmental. A lot of things happen to people.
Now he's right about that. He's right about that. Like if you don't have any wins, if all you got is a bunch of gray hairs on your head or a bunch of gray hairs in your beard, and you ain't got no wins under your belt, then you need to take a seat. But if you got some W's on your motherfucking ledger, then yeah, we do need to sit down, shut the fuck up, and listen to what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? And just a quick aside, the biggest most helpful motherfuckers that I've been in contact with in the Army were in AIT and being here at my first duty station have been older black men, namely the instructors at my particular AIT. They went above and beyond to help me, to help my black ass. They seen something in me and said, this brother right here, he's going to be receptive to what I'm laying down. And they poured their wisdom into me. I mean, they gave me 110%. Here at my first duty station, we have a particular piece of equipment that went down. We had to hire some civilians to come in and fix it. Prior military, they're now civilians. They're the blue suits now. These two brothers came in, and I mean, this brother literally went hard in the paint to teach us about this particular piece of equipment. I mean, the immense love and that I felt from this brother by teaching me. He's an older brother, gotta be in his 60s. In good faith, I can't speak about I can't speak bad about all of these old niggas. I have to put preferences on it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these old niggas have really been a pivotal piece in my life that has helped me. You understand me? Continuing.
Little misfortunes here and there, but you can tell who a motherfucker was just by the character of how they display themselves right now at old age. You know what I'm saying? So we see these old.
Now that is true. That is true. Because a young fool ain't gonna be nothing but an old fool. You understand me? A young hoe ain't gonna be nothing but a old hoe. You know what I mean? Fools and hoes, if they're, you take young fools and hoes, if they live long enough and they're fortunate enough to avoid the grave in prison, and they still walking out here on these streets, they don't do nothing but turn into old fools and hoes. You know what I'm saying? So that brother is absolutely right. And what he was talking about when he was critiquing this particular old hoe that had something to say about the Tommy Sotomayor Shay Means situation. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But yeah, continuing.
Walking around talking about, still trying to act like it's the 1980s and 1990s, dressing around using the same vernacular and slang. You got to understand.
Hold on now. I got it now. That's where I got to draw the line because jive turkey, we need to bring that back. I believe that's 70s slang. Jive ass turkey. That's some good shit right there, brother O. Come on now. Come on. Make jive ass turkey great again. Oh yeah. We got to bring that shit back from the early 90s, man. That sporty shit. I know out in LA where Red Supreme is from, they say spouty. But in Kansas City, growing up in elementary school, man, in the late 80s, early 90s, we used to say sporty, man. Like, man, that shit's sporty. Shout out to the LA boys, man. But yeah, we need to bring back some of that old vernacular, though. I got to draw the line right. I got to disagree with Brother O right there. You jive ass turkey.
And that chick, that was her best moment. That's the only time that she felt alive and she was getting everything she wanted. Now, this old bitter axe, the ones that were doing all the Freaknik and all the do the Brown in the 90s, or the
Big booty hoes, hump to it, do it. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, she was one of them. That being Tasha K and whatnot. Big booty, allegedly. Big booty hoes, up to it.
you want to go into the 2000s, this is going to spring break and busting wide open for these niggas down there. So now they hurt.
Juvenile back that
Boomer
thing up.
generation has sent them off, said it's going to have their fun, do whatever they want. It's going to be some simple, dump ass nigga at the end of the rainbow that can take care of them. But unfortunately, like I told y'all in the book, Pimp, I don't understand why nobody even took the time to read that book, Pimp, and understand what Glass Top is actually trying to tell them about the modern day strategy. Because he was talking about prostitutes, but unfortunately, you understand that majority of American women in society have the same mentality and body count.
Facts, brother O. Facts. The average modern day female that you come across here in America, they are nothing more than amateur prostitutes. They're amateur prostitutes. Just like these niggas who go to the park on the weekends and run pickup basketball. They're amateur basketball players. They still engage in the same acts that the professionals engage in. They just do it at a much lower level. We're dealing with amateur prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, personally, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. Continuing.
Prostitute from back then?
Yeah, they do.
All right, then. So we dealing with the same. What ladies? Again, once they find out they get older, they've been ran through. Because look, a woman only worth for 1,000 fucks.
Yeah, hold on, let me say that. Shout out to my man 313 Joey for that 21 on the Cash App. I appreciate you for that 21 on the Cash App, my brother. Go ahead, O.
Look, Look, a woman, listen, take this down, Red. A woman only have 1,000 fucks in her. Literally. You can fuck her 1,000 times. It's gonna be basically it's still ran through. After the you know what I'm saying, couple what's the name, but still gonna be good because God was supposed you don't supposed to be for one nigga, so he's trying to make you keep that nigga as long as you can. But no, you want to give it out to everybody. So a woman can only give you 1,000 fucks. After that 1,000 fucks, she ain't got no more fucks to give.
That's thick gizzle right there. After that 1,000 fucks, she ain't got no more fucks to give, man. You can tell. Quick pro tip, fellas. And you might come across when you get up around my age, man. If you young brothers get up into your late 20s, early 30s, and you go into your 30s, you gonna start coming across these females who have no more fucks to give. Literally. These are the females who in their dating profiles saying I'm not interested in hookups. Cause they've hooked up enough times, they've had enough penises rammed up in them enough times, they ain't got a fuck to give. They've been fucked so many times, they ain't got a fuck to give. So they gotta put in their dating bio, if you here for just for a hookup, swipe left. Yeah, cause you done matched with plenty of brothers beforehand, and all you got was some hard dick and bubble gum. Now you ain't got time for games. That's another one. I ain't got time for games, so don't waste my time. You see that in a dating profile? She ain't got no more fucks to give, fella. She done been fucked 1,000 times plus. She done had 1,000+ sessions of a fully erect phallus being jammed in and out of her repeatedly. Let that sink in. Let me run that back one more time. If you come across a female whose dating profile reads, and I quote, "If you're here for hookups, swipe left, and or I'm not here for games," that is a female who has no more fucks to give. She has passed the Rubicon of 1,000 fucks. That means she has laid on her back or got down on hand and knees for over 1,000 sessions where she's had a rock hard phallus jammed in her 1,000 times plus. Wow. That's wow. That's thick game, man. Thick gizzle. Continuing. Shout out to Brother O, man.
And that's when she stopped giving a fuck. That's when she stopped being more bitter, more angry, more masculine. And that's when you got to go ahead and find a way to not get, you got to find a way to make her get rid of you. Because, Lord forbid, if you try to get rid of a woman that's so-called ride or die for you, and she feel like you about to discard her, hell have no fear like a woman scorn.
Oh yeah. She gonna get back at you, man. She ain't gonna let that go.
No. So what the old pimps used to do, they basically, we ain't gonna drug them, but they basically used to go ahead and use manipulation tactics, reverse psychology out that ass. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we call pump and dump. Because guess what? We pump, but they dump us.
We do the pumping and they do the dumping. That's a fact, though. That is a fact. Kevin Samuels said, you even know it, Kevin. The women, you guys are the ones leaving these marriages, so why should men be quick to get in them?
Excellent point, brother. Excellent point. Let me just repeat what he said. He said, and I quote, "Ladies, you are the ones that are pressing the red button on these marriages. So why should a man be so quick to get in a marriage with you when he knows that your track record, demographically speaking, is that more often than not, 8 times out of 10 or 7 times out of 10, you're going to press that red button?" I don't like that odd. I don't like those odds. Like if those odds were applicable to a superpower president having their finger on the red button, nigga, we all be living in a goddamn. It'd be a nuclear winter right now. We'd be in shelters, in bunkers because of nuclear fallout. What the fuck are you talking about? Seriously. Continuing.
Are the one leaving the marriages and the relationships.
Yeah, bro, it comes going. I mean, when millennials and Gen Z, Generation X and baby boomers, I already know y'all seen y'all grandmas and great grandmas stay together, all that good shit. Look, millennials and Gen Z, when the last time you actually seen a righteous, functioning relationship that you actually base?
Me being a millennial, born in the mid 80s, I do have to say, the brother's right. Now, my parents were baby boomers. They were born in the early 50s. They had me late. My parents, they were both 30 when they had me. Right? So I grew up kind of different than the average millennial. You know what I'm saying? Like the average millennial, they were reared by people who were in their 20s, mid to early 20s. I was a millennial that was reared by baby boomers in their early 30s. You know what I'm saying? So my rearing is different. Like I was kind of raised like a Gen Xer, if you will. But just surveying my family, as far as that baby boomer generation is concerned, is I can't think of one, not a one, where the husband and wife got together young, had children, grandchildren, and stayed together in perpetuity. Now I've seen my aunties wise up. You know, they're now 50, 60, 70 years old now, and they've had 2 or 3 kids, and they've managed to wrangle, some lonely gentleman around their same age and marry him, and now they go down to the old folks home every weekend and play bingo and shit. I've seen that. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna say that, the future is just bleak as far as the females are concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're going to be able to get somebody who will be a companionable consort to you. But, I mean, is that really living? You feel me? Are you really living? It's kind of like if a person gets into an accident and they're in a vegetative state. Like, yeah, nigga, you technically still alive, but, like, you're basically a vegetable. Are you really living? You might as well pull the motherfucking plug. You feel me? Now, that's one thing that Jason Black said. There are things, and I said it first. This is why I say this nigga Jason Black been listening to me. I said this shit first as it pertains to my baby mama. I said, no, I don't want to kill that bitch. I want her to live. I want her to live a long life and walk this shit down. I want her to live to be about 80 and walk this shit all the way down. And Jason Black, he's been saying this shit and on his program lately, like, dying alone ain't the worst thing. Having to live your latter years out alone is the worst thing. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me? Now, yeah, that part. Some of y'all females ain't never gonna learn. Like I got some moonshine sipping, tobacco chewing, pistol toting ass aunties, bruh. I swear to God, G. Like, I got some gangster ass aunties, bruh, on my mama's side. I got some gangster ass aunties, bruh. I'm talking about some backwood. I'm talking about fucking sliding hot rods back on the rock roads running from 12 type of aunties, bruh. Moonshine drinking, tobacco chewing ass aunties, nigga, that'll shoot your motherfucking ass. Real shit. I was raised in a gangster ass family, nigga. A country ass, gangster ass family. And these females, as they got older, I seen them mature and kind of dial that shit down. You know what I'm saying? I got some aunties, bro, that's with the shits, but now they got a husband after they done had 2, 3, 4, 5 kids by other niggas, and they got themselves a husband. Oh, they dial that shit down immediately when they husband come around. Whatever their husband say, they yes, baby, yes, baby. The shit is amazing. My issue is, bitch, why wasn't you doing that shit goddamn 20, 30, 40 fucking years ago? Huh? Why wasn't you doing that shit back then when your breast was sitting up and your ass was you sit a cup on that bitch? Why wasn't you doing that shit back then? Line that bitch up. Line that bitch up. Continuing.
Relationship on. That guy should go for it, move right. I'll wait.
You gotta dig deep for that one.
Yeah, because I don't want to take no advice from a motherfucker that was not that wasn't married before 2000. I don't want to take no advice from nobody that was dating before 2000, because your information is misinformation, because you got your woman or you got your mate before the internet. So I ain't trying to hear shit.
Yeah, so that don't count. You're not.
Big facts. Big facts. Big facts. This is a problem that I have with like married people, especially older Gen Xers and definitely baby boomers who've been married before, because I shout out to Mr. Fantastic because he points this out about millennials. We are at the precipice. We are at the precipice because we were young enough to remember the rotary phone, you know, the click 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 click, the rotary phone, but we're old enough to know about social media and the smartphone. Like you know what I'm saying? So we was around, like we were children when we seen life before social media and smartphones. Now we're adults when social media came about and smartphones. The dating market is different. And I remember, I swear to God, I graduated high school in early 2000, bro. The early 2000s. When 2010 came, 2010, 2011, 2012 came, the game changed. Like, these females completely changed. Like, you had to recalibrate your whole approach with these bitches. Like, these bitches got on some new shit. When this whole Facebook shit dropped, I mean, you seen precursors of this shit on Black Planet. Like, I seen some of that shit on Black Planet, but it wasn't deep rooted in it as insidious as it became on Facebook and now Instagram and TikTok, IG, etc., etc. But you could read the tea leaves back then, even when I was in high school and Black Planet was a thing. Black Planet and MySpace was a thing. When Facebook hit, that shit it was on steroids. These bitches' egos went through the fucking roof. And not only did their egos go through the roof, but they brought their egos into the real life. So before, you know, you had a couple of nerdy, fucking socially awkward females who got their fucking rocks off being disrespectful to men on Black Planet. Now you have a swath of females being disrespectful to men in real life because of shit that they've been fed on social media. And now with the advent of Love and Hip Hop, now the shit is just like it's a Kamehameha wave of fuckery. I mean, a Kamehameha wave. Kamehameha. All that shit, bro. Like, these bitches powered this shit up and just, like, it's fucking ridiculous at this point. Continuing.
Dealing with what we're dealing with, so it doesn't count. I get it.
Hell, I think I got on my Facebook page. I even did. I bought from one of my red pill guys I've been knowing for a long time. He actually came out with a damn formula, Red. Now,
A formula. Now I'm gonna have to sit down, crunch the numbers, and make an algebraic formula for this shit. Oh, that shit's gonna be epic.
the thing is, you know what's so it's crazy. You got to make this into a mathematical equation so simple to actually understand. Look, you cannot be a traditional man to a modern woman because it will not function right. The boomer could not do it. The Gen Xers couldn't do it. Us millennials can't do it.
Yeah, trying to be a traditional man to an untraditional ratchet woman.
Mm-hmm.
And before I won't go into that 50-50 scenario, did y'all know that women was originated proposing 50-50 because they still talking about they didn't want to feel oppressed, but they could bring. This is what the thing was. They could go out there and get the bacon and cook it too. That was supposed to be a plan. That was supposed to be a social contract. You know, since we us men are bad. You know, we are overbearing. We go ahead, let you get some kind of resemblance of partnership. You can go out there and work a part-time job. Listen, this was supposed to be the formula. You're supposed to go out there, work a part-time job to supplement our income to build more wealth for our future generations. That way, we could go ahead and share the housework because you didn't want to feel like you was doing womanly duties because you don't want to feel like a woman even though you're a fucking woman.